Hello students, today we will learn the transportation in human and transportation in plants. The materials are transported inside the animals, particularly human, by the blood. So this blood is nothing but the connective tissue as we have seen in the previous standards. So blood consists of it is a liquid, it is a fluid having some three type of cell embedded inside it. Which three type of cells? RBCs, red blood cells, white blood cells, WBCs and platelets. The color of the fluid is actually colorless. So it is a pale colored, colorless fluid that is called the plasma, and inside this colorless fluid, this three type of cell, red blood cells, white blood cell and platelets are embedded. What is the function of this three? As we have seen in the previous lecture, that red blood cell carries the oxygen. White blood cell acts as a soldier to the body. It generates the antibodies to fight against the disease microorganisms. And the platelets is there to clot the blood for any injury. When the body is injured, the blood is coming out of the body. So if the blood is coming out of the body, then the body will lose the blood so much. So for that, the clotting of the blood is needed. So immediately the platelet type of cell clots that, and it will stop the flow of the blood out of the body. So this clotting of the blood is done by the platelet type of cell. So this three type of cell is there inside the blood, and this blood carries the material. The oxygen, carbon dioxide, food material, waste material, hormones, etc. Now, to carrying the blood, there must be some tubular vessels. So, the carrying of the blood is done by some vessels, and this we are calling blood vessels, which is a tubular structure inside the body. This tubular structure will carry the blood. These blood vessels are of two types, arteries and veins. What is arteries? The difference between the two can be as follows. Arteries carries the oxygenated blood. So the blood having oxygen, that blood will be carried by the artery. So we can say that it is actually carrying the pure blood. And veins carries the deoxygenated blood. After the respiration process, the carbon dioxide is mixed inside the blood. So that blood is now deoxygenated blood. That blood will be carried by veins. Arteries are thick-walled and wide because it is because the pressure inside the arteries will be more, as this blood has to reach from heart to every part of the body. So the pressure of the blood will be more. So the walls of the arteries should be thick. So arteries are thick-walled and wide, while the veins are thin-walled because there is no pressure. The blood is coming towards the heart, so there will not be any pressure of the blood. Arteries carry the blood from heart to organs. It is oxygenated blood, so this oxygenated blood is going from heart to each and every organ. So this arteries carries the blood from heart to other organs, and veins are carrying the deoxygenated blood, so it carries the blood from organs to heart. Arteries do not have valves because in arteries actually the blood is pumped by the heart, so pressure is enough to reach to every organ. So there is no valve inside the arteries because there will not be any backward flow because pressure is enough to take the blood forward in one direction. But in veins there is no pressure, right? So they have valves. Veins have valves, and this valve is a backward flow of the blood. So to prevent the backward flow, these valves are present in the veins. Further, blood flows under high pressure in the arteries, and in veins blood flows slowly with relatively low pressure. These arteries are deep-seated. It is way below the skin, and veins are superficial, close to to the skin. So these are the main difference between arteries and veins. So the blood, pure blood, oxygenated blood is coming out of the heart by the aorta. This aorta will be divided into many branches, and these branches we are calling arteries. These arteries are, so the oxygenated blood has to reach to each and every cell, right? So there must be some vessels. That vessels have the dimension equal to the cell, because this blood has to giving the material to the cell, and these cells are very tiny in the size. So some tiny vessel should be there to give this blood to the cell, and this we are calling it blood capillaries. What is the blood capillaries? The smallest vessels that have walls which are one cell thick. So the thickness of this vessel is having the same size as the one cell. Okay, so the dimension of these capillaries and cell is equal. Then and then this transportation of material is possible from blood capillaries to cell. Okay, so arteries are branched in smaller and smaller vessels, and this smaller and smaller vessel up to blood capillaries, it is branched up to the blood capillaries. Then after this, through the blood capillaries, the oxygen will be given to the cell, other materials are also provided to the cell. Then after the respiration process, the byproducts of this reaction, that is mainly the carbon dioxide, this carbon dioxide will be again given to the blood through this blood capillaries. This blood capillaries having carbon dioxide, that is the deoxygenated blood, will come together, make all these capillaries will combine and making one branch. So all these branches will come together and making the veins. This veins will, all the veins from every organ will come together and making the major veins, that is the vena cava, and this through vena cava the deoxygenated blood will pour into the heart. So this is the basic function of the transportation in the human body. Now, other than this main transportation system by the blood, there is another transportation system, that is the lymphatic system. This lymphatic system are also doing the transportation work, which helps in this transportation by the lymphatic system, helping in this main transportation of blood. So this is also called associative transportation system, which help in the transportation by the blood. This blood is having the blood cells and also the vessels, they are calling arteries, veins. So this lymphatic system also consists of lymph. Lymph is a fluid which is also called tissue fluid. Then after lymphatic vessels, to carry out the transportation of lymph, there must be some lymphatic vessels, lymphatic capillaries and lymphatic nodes. What is lymph? Lymph is a colorless fluid. How it is formed? Understand here, when the blood is passing through the arteries and veins, these arteries are porous. The walls of the arteries are porous. So when from the heart to other organs, when the blood is passing, some drops of the blood is coming out from the arteries, because wall of the arteries is porous. So this blood will be what we can say, it is spread inside the intercellular spaces in the body. It comes out from the blood vessels and it will be spread inside the intercellular spaces in the body. So this all liquid which is coming out from the arteries, that blood, this colorless liquid, and this liquid is having mainly the plasma, colorless fluid, and with that some protein and fat will be added inside the fluid. So this liquid will be coming out. This RBCs and WBCs will not come out. So mainly this lymph will be the colorless plasma which is coming out from this arteries. This intercellular this liquid will come together and forming the lymph. So lymph is nothing but blood coming out from the arteries. It is said that every day heart pumps 20 liters of the blood, right? But when it oxygenates the 20 liters of blood, okay? So this 20 liter of blood is reaching to each and every organ after giving oxygen and taking carbon dioxide. When it comes through the veins inside the heart, deoxygenated blood, only 17 liters will come through the veins. So this this decrease of 3 liters of blood is forming a lymph. Right? So this lymph is a colorless liquid mainly made up of the blood plasma, colorless plasma, and having less protein and less materials compared to the blood. So it carries the material from the intercellular spaces. Okay, so when the materials are escaped from the mainstream, whether it is digested food or blood or anything, when this material are escaped from the mainstream, that will be going into the intercellular spaces. So this lymph will carries all this material and giving to the cell. Okay, so it is mainly helping the transportation system. To transport the lymph, there are lymphatic vessels, lymphatic capillaries. This lymphatic capillaries will be joined together to make lymphatic vessels, and these lymphatic vessels are ultimately joined to the veins. Okay, so all these intercellular materials that will come together and ultimately joining to the veins. Okay, and lymphatic nodes, when this lymphatic vessels are joined together, that junction we can call it lymphatic nodes. Main function of the lymphatic system is mainly to associate, to help the transportation system. Other than that, it also there to repair the damaged tissues. Okay, so repairing the damaged tissue is also a function of the lymphatic system. Student, read up to this, and if you have any doubts, you can ask me in the comment section. Thank you.